Welcome to the screencast for the Common Curriculum Lesson Planning tool. This video is for people who weren't able to make it to the technology spotlight but might have been interested in learning a little bit more about Common Curriculum. And for those that went to the actual training but just love hearing the sound of my voice, this is also going to be a perfect video for you. So let's get started. The address of the lesson planning tool is www.commoncurriculum.com. Once you go there and you sign in or create an account, this will be what your dashboard looks like, and it shows you all of the plan books that you've created. It's very simple to create plan books, so you'll just click on Create a New Plan Book. It's going to ask you for a year and for a name. When you're ready to go to the next step, that's when you set your different classes up. This is where you might, if you're a classroom teacher, set something up like this: whole group, reading groups, math, and so on. You can customize the color. As you type it, though, keep in mind there's no way right now to rearrange this, so the way that you type it is the way it's going to show up on your plan book. So if you have a particular order that you'd like to keep them in, for example, if you're a specials teacher and you want to put 5th grade first, make sure you type that first as your first class. When you're done and you're ready to move on, I'm done creating my classes, and yes, that's spelled wrong, and I did already suggest to them that they fix that. So hopefully they'll fix that soon. The next step is to pick the template that you'd like to work with. This is not the final form of the template. This is just something to get you started. So most people choose the basic template to customize, but you can easily start with something more if you'd like. Once you've picked your template, then it's going to ask you to change anything you'd like to. So you can rearrange the cards. You can change something here where it says enter some text. If you type something here, it will stay there in each of the templates. So as you create a new lesson, it'll always show up, and it saves you from having to type something over and over if there's something that you would always like included. Then you can add cards if you need to at the bottom, and move things around, change colors. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that, but it's worth a try. When you're ready, you can go to your plan book, and it'll show you the first time around this help screen. And this help screen is always available if you click on the How Do I button, which I'll show you in a minute. But it gives you some suggestions on how to use it as an elementary school teacher. It asks some very basic questions as far as the basic movements of the lessons. So hopefully, if you need to, you can always use this as a resource. Once you click on Close, it'll show you your actual plan book. This is how you can change the view. You can go from the day to the week to month and year and units even. This is what the set of lessons will look like. This is where you can add the standards. If you click here, you click and you can search by state, by grade level, and then you can click on the standards that you like, and it automatically gets entered into your lesson for the day. Up here, you'll have some buttons that are very useful. The How Do I button pulls up that help screen again. You can print your lesson plans. You can download them as a PDF. This is where you can offer your feedback to the creators of Common Curriculum. And if you need more help than what you can find in the How Do I section, this is where you would submit a question. I have not tested it to see how long it takes them to respond, so it'd be interesting to see if someone else tries that, they can let me know. And then the last one is how you sign out. When you zoom back out, the Setup button will take you to some customization options. Right now it shows you classes. Customize is how you can change the background. So if you notice, I've changed the background of this to a nice pretty flower. And then the Collaborate piece we'll come to a little bit later. When you are in the classes section of the setup, it's going to look something like this. And I zoomed out so that you can see a bigger view. Right now, all of the classes are taught every day of the week. However, if you go through, and if you can see zoomed in here, right now you can move them around using those dots. Clicking this little button will actually toggle it, and it'll say that it's not being taught that week. Obviously, you can go back and edit the templates as well. Over in the Collaborate section, you have here, right now I just created a sample group of 5th grade because of a small group that I teach in 5th grade. I have not played around with this feature too much, so I'm not entirely sure how well the collaboration piece works. But this is where you would create a group, and then from there, give access to your plans for someone else to check. You can either have them to view it, edit, combination of viewing and editing. This is where we have a chance to really play around and see if it is the same as Google Drive or maybe better. I don't know. We'll see. But basically, that's the low, down and dirty of Common Curriculum. Back here, when you're looking at your schedules and templates, you can edit each template as you go. So it's not as structured as you think. You can really pick whatever you want and do whatever you want, which can be a little bit overwhelming, which is definitely one of the downsides. I'd be interested to see if anyone has some experience with this and would like to share any tips that they have. But otherwise, if you have any questions, you can definitely let me know. Thank you for joining me.